Here was an interesting question that came up, and this person wrote, I hired a stylist, they were on probation, and it's not working out. How do I take the sting out of not hiring after probation? Well, a couple of things first off I would say is that number one is I don't think it's ever something that everybody looks forward to. I don't think any owner gets up in the morning, any leadership person gets up in the morning, has a little stretch in the morning, has a cup of coffee and says, boy, I just can't wait to go into the salon and fire somebody. So it's not a pleasant task that most people like to do, but there is a few things that you can do that can take your sting out of it so that you can do it in a professional way. Number one is I would make sure that as things are going along, make sure you're documenting everything. You have to, whether you call it writing up a ticket or whatever. I just think that sounds so bad. But the reality is if somebody's not meeting a skill set, let them know, document it in your meetings and get them to sign it so that you sign it, they sign it. You've got legal proof just if there's any blowback after you let somebody go. So make sure you're self-covered. Now, that aside, that's just for legal representation. I'm not a lawyer, but get somebody to let you know what to do there. But the reality is once you got that out of the way and you know you have to do it, when you have that sit down, I always just say it should be just straight talk. Do it either with yourself or with a manager, and then just make it emotionless, at least on your part. So you've got to take the sting out of it and make sure that when you're talking to the person, I would just make it sure it's based on fact. So, Chris, while you've been here, you were here on probation, but the reality is, your skill set when it came to doing XYZ service, we have not been able to get up to a minimal salon standard, or make sure that you're dealing with the facts. The facts is that XYZ happened with either tardiness in the coming into work, or it's the facts of your numbers have declined while you've been working over this 3-month period, etc. So based it on fact, base it on stats. I always say that even include them in. Have you noticed that? What have you noticed that this is happening? What do you think would happen as going along? If you were the employer and you have the leadership team, what would you do if that was the case? So just always make sure, though, when you're talking about things, that you're always making it about their behavior, or you're making it about their skill set, not the person. So it wouldn't be, Chris, you're just a poor hairdresser, or Chris, you are always late, etc. You see it as opposed to you are always been tardy and that's an unacceptable behavior. Or your skill set, while I think that you might be improved maybe with somebody else, we haven't been able to help you with this and therefore blah, blah, blah. You see where we're going? So try to make sure that you're not coaching on the person, make it about their behavior and about their skill set, and that will take some of the skill set out of this. Now, if I haven't said this before, I will tell you that it is about what are you doing to assess them first before they come in. Now, because we always believe before somebody comes in that you should be assessing them on all of their skill sets to see that not necessarily are they making a minimum, are they at a minimum skill set, particularly if they've just come out of school. But where are they? Where is your minimum skill set for that discipline? And then what is your plan to help them to get to that minimum standard or to exceed it? You see it? So if you haven't got one of those, you don't know what they are, just type into the bar in here and your chat bar at the bottom and just type in pre-hire assessment, and we'll make sure that we post it and you get to that. So those are the things that I always do. Just always make sure, take the emotion out of it, base it on stats, base it on fact, make the coaching about their skill and their behavior, not about the person, and then just tell it to them, deal with it straight up. Probably it's easier just to get it out of the way, and they probably know it's coming even before you do. I hope this helped.